If you have made it to 35 and you are unmarried, you are a leftover woman. Women over 35. Were you big mad? A little mad when Kevin Samuels made that statement. Today we're going to talk about the death of Kevin Samuels and the whole spiritual nature surrounding this dimension. All right, we're going to get into it today. I want y'all to stay tuned. We got a lot coming up. Diva with the UNA open session. Check it. Let's do this, y'all.
UNA University for me. UNA. Welcome to your paradise, the place you long for all your life. UNA University, manifesting all your dreams. A paradise, your land is home. Writing contracts on your own. Protect your loved ones every day. Knowledge goes a long, long way. UNA University for me.
Yes, yes, yes. UNA. Yeah, yours truly, Diva Lyri, coming to you with the UNA University. I want to go into this thing today with the death of Kevin Samuels. I want to get on it because there have been a whole lot of comments being made, and I need to make it clear about what's going on in this dimension that we're in and discuss some of the laws that we are not aware of. So this is very important. This is a session where I'm trying to give you insight on who you are. These things that I've been talking about and what's going on, you all need to be aware of them so that you don't fall into certain situations that you don't want to be in. Okay, so Kevin Samuels' death. If you are a woman that made it to 35 and you're unmarried, you are a leftover woman. Now, of course, this statement drew a lot of anger from women. It drew a lot of attention from Kevin Samuels. So for those of you all who are kind of like me and you don't know who Kevin Samuels was, because I didn't know who he was for quite some time because I don't indulge in that kind of energy. But basically, this is a male, melanated male, who had a social media platform whereby he spoke about relationships, women, men, relationships, or what have you. And one of his biggest things, though, even though he spoke about the male, according to what my research is showing, he also spoke about women mostly, and his message to women was very toxic. And you know, again, let me say this. Let me give my take on Kevin Samuels, because again, I didn't know who he was before this comment that went so viral, where he said if women are leftover women if they're over the age of 35 and unmarried. Now, again, I don't like to knee jerk, as I've said before. What I did was I had to go back and just take a look at who this guy was, and I did actually had a chance to see his last video that he put out. And so I'm going to give you my take on Kevin Samuels. The last video that I saw that he did, I saw that he spoke the truth. I like the fact that he didn't, he was very clear on his words. He was very careful not to curse or what have you. But he did speak some truth. However, the truth that he spoke was from, I would say, it had no compassion. First of all, he didn't have any compassion or respect with the way that he spoke. And also, it was from a backwards perspective. All right, from what we have been taught. It was from a backwards perspective. Now, again, I say to you, I would say that he was speaking his truth. The problem of it was that it was very toxic. Again, to not have any compassion or love in what you're saying, you're going to cause a problem. Now, I'm going to say this because I've had people, I hear people say this all the time. They'll say, you're not responsible for how people take what you're saying. Let me make this clear. Yes, you are. You're very responsible. And I got to tell you, those of us who get on, these platforms and who speak, we have to be careful about what we speak because, yes, our words play a role in people's lives. And you do have to take responsibility for the way you deliver your words. So now, with that being said, you've got to understand when you're delivering these words, real people are listening to you. And you've got to understand. Now, that's just speak about this from a spiritual perspective because I always take everything back to the universal laws because everything falls up under that. I don't care what you're dealing with. I don't care how evil somebody thinks they are. They come up under universal laws. And when you put out an energy, it must come back to you. I'm speaking on this because these are laws that we need to be made clear of. And then we need to be made clear of what's going on in this dimension right now. All right. So when you put out an energy and you make someone feel a certain way, that energy is going to be returned to you. This is why, yes, you are responsible for how you make somebody feel with your words. So, in understanding this, I've heard a lot of things being said on the net that were disturbing because people are not clear about how powerful their words are. Kevin Samuels is not the only one that has the power to affect people around them. Everybody does. And so you got to understand also the cosmos are watching you. See, when I say that, people just think I'm just talking about some spiritual mumbo jumbo that's not real. Everything you say, everything you do is recorded on a spiritual level. And that's the problem that we don't understand with this dimension that we're living in. So when I hear, first of all, people celebrating this man's death, they're not recognizing what kind of energies they're putting out, and by law, how those energies have to return to them. Like him or not, you want to be careful about the words and the energies that you put out at this time. So for those of y'all who don't understand what's going on right now, if you've been sleeping and unaware, there is a shift going on. You could call it a cosmic shift, a spiritual shift, a planetary shift, a power shift, but there is a shift going on. And at this time, every energy you put out is coming back to you in multiples. Every energy you put out is coming back to you in multiples very rapidly. So when you speak, be clear that you are spelling. And I mean a spell like with a magic wand. You all don't understand. No, let me rephrase that. You are going to learn to understand how powerful your words are. So when you're putting out these words, or you're saying something, you're typing something on social media, and you're saying negative things, you need to understand that those are spells. And by law, when you spell something and it has an energy attached to it, it must return to you by law in multiples. Now, let me get back to Kevin Samuels, because again, I say he spoke truth. He spoke truth in that he's telling women they are the problem. I tell you that all the time. I agree that the woman is the problem. But now, again, the way he spoke about it was very toxic in nature. And when you're speaking about the feminine in a toxic manner, you are affecting real people who have real energies. And then you've got all of these women being upset about what this man is saying. And you've got to understand, if he's causing other people to feel a certain way, that energy has to come back on him. You look at this guy, and this guy, you could tell he had some discipline in the way he ate or way he dealt with himself. You could tell that. You can look at people and tell that. However, if there's toxic energy in them, you're going to see it. And you're seeing that, really, this man that want to call him old man, he wasn't that old. He had a heart attack. He wasn't that old. He had toxic in his life. Let me tell you something. Again, all of these women that are feeling some kind of way about what he said, these are very real people with real powers that hated this man. So now, I'm going to go to this the feed that I saw come through my feed. It was a post rather that came through my feed, and this guy was talking about, I don't know if he was bragging or not. I don't know what he was. I don't know what he thought he was accomplishing. I'm gonna tell you what he said. He said, I had a woman friend to come to me about what Kevin Samuels said, and she was upset and angry, and it made me so mad that I wished him dead. This is what the guy says. He says she was so angry about what he had said. I don't know if she was crying or not, but she was very angry. This guy, because he was so upset about what his woman friend felt about what Kevin Samuels said, he wished Kevin Samuels dead. Then he goes on to say, this is the fourth time I wish somebody dead, and next thing I know, they died. Then he goes on to say, we're all very powerful people. Okay, yes, we are. And I've spoken about this before, about the fact that there are powers turning on within all of us right now, that if we're not aware of who we are, we will destroy ourselves. I'm going to say that again. There are powers that are turning on within all of us right now, and if we don't know who we are, we will destroy ourselves. Now, getting back to what this guy said, I don't know, it was almost like he was bragging about how powerful he was, that he can wish somebody dead. Let me tell you something. Once again, whatever energies you put out must come back. Whatever energies you put out must come back. And if you think you're going to wish somebody dead and that energy doesn't come back to you, guess again. Don't be proud of the fact that you spelled on this guy, because when you open your mouth and you wish somebody dead, that is a spelling, a spell. All spells must return. So I'm saying to you all, watch your words, watch your thoughts, and watch your actions, because they will return. So to the brother that put that post out, and I don't know if you thought you were bragging on something or not, that energy has to return to you. That energy has to return to you. Watch your words. And then y'all on here posting on Facebook and YouTube and all these other social medias. Y'all don't recognize every word and every letter that you type out is going to the cosmos. Y'all think the universe not listening to you? Every word. Watch your words and your thoughts. I talk about going into the fifth dimension because we're there now, and I'm going into fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth dimension. I'm going into those. And how you can understand how you need to be walking at this time. At this time, if your vibratory frequency is low, you're going to be canceled. You're going to be reset. Okay, I told you we're going through a shift. Some people call that a reset. A reset where certain beings and entities that are vibrating on a low frequency cannot exist. That's where we are right now. And if you're vibrating on a lower frequency, if you're spewing negativity, if you're putting out bad energy, if you're constantly having bad thoughts, if you're feeding yourself negative words, you are on a lower vibratory frequency. You are not going to be able to exist in this dimension coming up. There is a reset. And so if you want to avoid being reset, change your energies, change your frequency. What does that mean? When people like Kevin Samuels who come along and they're spewing all kinds of negativity towards women, you don't give them energy. As a matter of fact, speaking of giving somebody energy, he lived off of women who really supported his whole session. They were the ones who gave him the most views because he was toxic. So it's unfortunate that people are drawn to toxic things. It's unfortunate, but that's how he built his legacy. He built it up off of spewing toxic things about women. From what I'm understanding, he spoke the same way about males as well, but it wasn't until the women who got angry or who whatever that his site or whatever his platform blew up. You're giving too much energy. As I've spoken before, if you want something to go away, don't give it energy. But y'all fed that man. You reposted all of his stuff, and when somebody's speaking about positive things, about helping you to come into yourself, that doesn't get a lot of likes. Okay, whatever. But one of the things that helped him to blow up is when he was speaking negatively or in a toxic manner about women. Well, when you kept giving him that energy, you helped him to blow up. Congratulations. Now, as I said, when I've spoken about other people who have this toxic energy towards the feminine, you don't give them energy. You don't, definitely not getting mad at him. And if you are angry, then you need to check yourself. Why am I angry about what this guy said? Wait a minute, he's over 35 and he's not married. Well, you understand? We're not even thinking before we jump. You knee-jerk that, oh, this guy said this, we gotta get back at him, and you're giving him all this energy. You're giving his platform all of this energy, and now he's blowing up. And you wondering why. I didn't even know who the guy was. I've never watched not one of his sessions. Only thing I knew about him is he said this negative comment. I thought, oh, okay. Next thing I know, he's dead. Now, the guy who put this post up about how he wished Kevin Samuels would die, he's not the only one who felt that way. He's not the only one who felt that way. And likely with the other people who he wished dead, he wasn't the only one who felt that way. But when you get a large mass of people, and really it doesn't even have to be that big of a group of people, but when you get a large mass of people that you have upset and they are putting an energy on you, you don't even understand the power of that. We're going to learn that when you get a group of people together and they're able to focus their energies and onto a specific target, you ain't going to overlive that. You're not going to overlive that. That right there is going to destroy you. That's why it's important to be careful about what words you put out, and especially when you're talking about wishing somebody dead or being celebratory about somebody's death. Before I get out of here, I just want to make sure that we recognize what time we're in, that we recognize how powerful our words are, because the problem is that we're not recognizing the spiritual nature of this game. We're in a shift right now. There is a shift taking place. And if you are on a lower vibratory frequency, you're not going to be able to exist in this plane. And so this means if you're spewing negative and toxic information to people, if you're showing disrespect, a lack of compassion, you're going to find it very difficult to exist in this dimension. Because every energy you're putting out is going to come back with vigor, rapidly, with multiplication. You're not going to be able to overcome that. So this is why I'm speaking about this topic, because I've seen things in my feed that were very disturbing, and people are not getting the whole spiritual nature of this dimension, and the fact that your words are very powerful. The fact that every time you are posting on social media, you are spelling. And when you're putting out a spell, whatever energy is attached to that spell must return to you in multiple, by law. And so I'm going to get up out of here. Let me see if I have any messages, because I got my matriarchs group that we're about to meet. Speak on some more spiritual topics. I hope you all are really getting what I'm saying. Again, going back to Kevin Samuels, I'd say he was speaking his truth. It's from this backwards society and all of these societal rules, which are very backwards. But he did speak a lot of truth. And if you found yourself upset about what he was speaking, then you got to check self. You got to check yourself. I'm going in here to see if I have any messages. I want to thank you all for joining me. Let me see if I have any messages. All right. And before I get out of here, let me see. I want to make sure I said everything I need to say, because some people were saying some things in their posts, and it's like, are y'all not? You all don't have any understanding of what your words are. This social media is very serious stuff. Meaning, your message is going out to the cosmos, to the spirits. Listen. I'm not asking you all. I'll tell people what to believe in. I'm not telling you, oh, there's God or there's not a God. But you need to understand the spiritual nature of this dimension, and that there's a lot of things that we have not been told. You need to start recognizing how truly powerful your words are, your thoughts are. Because when you're thinking and speaking and spelling, you're putting out energies. Those energies have to return to you by law. Going into this, yes, I'm here for this. Asata, hello, thank you for joining. Yes, I never watched any of his stuff. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you for joining us. Asata says, hit dogs holler. Yeah, I mean, if you are over 35 and you're feeling some kind of way about what this guy says, then, check self. Because I'm over 35. I'm not married on purpose. Was not looking. I know he wasn't talking to me. Who is he talking to? If he's talking to you, then, and you're feeling some kind of way, then check yourself. How can somebody who is in the same situation as you are talk trash to you and then you be upset about it? Check yourself. It's called midlife crisis, says Assange. I guess I'm going to say it to you like this. When it comes to people saying negative things like that, again, I've said it before. You got to learn to not give them energy. Don't knee-jerk at this guy. Oh, he going after all women or whatever. It's women that funded his whole platform. So I'm saying to you, yeah, he spoke his truth, but the problem is that he spoke it in a toxic way. And when you do that, you're speaking in a toxic way, you're spelling in a toxic way, those energies have to return to you by law. So what I'm saying to you and I'm suggesting to you is that guy wasn't all that old. And I can look at him and tell he had discipline, not only in the way he spoke, but in the way he ate. So whatever came down upon him was an energy. You can call it whatever you want. That's an energy. And it had to do with the people that he was affecting with his words. And by law, the way he made them feel has to return to him. So watch it. Because the same thing goes for every last one of us. When you're speaking, speak with love and compassion and respect. Because that's what you want to be returned to you. When you do anything other than that, you're speaking in a toxic way. And that is an energy, once again, that has to be returned to you. I hope y'all got what I'm saying. I really do appreciate y'all joining me today. And please, don't be celebrating people's death. All right? That ain't what you want to be doing. Do not be celebrating somebody's death. That ain't what you want to be doing. I want to say to anybody who's putting out any kind of negative comments about somebody, watch what you're saying on social media, because the cosmos are listening. The cosmos are listening. This is a spiritual shift we're in. Make sure you're vibrating on a higher frequency so that you don't get reset. And for Kevin Samuels and his whole family, my condolences for your loss. Kevin Samuel's going to get a chance to come back up in here and try it again. We out. Diva Lyri, I love you. Clint Casey, thank you for joining. Diva.
UNA. Welcome to your paradise.